Good morning, Marysville, and welcome to Charger Chat. I hope you're having a terrific Thursday. We're very lucky to have here today with us two instructors from Ever Community College's Cosmetology program, Beth Nair and Kiana NJ. How are you ladies doing today?
Good.
So, we know you teach or you work at Ever Community College, but where did you go to school?
I went to school at Gene Juarez in Northgate.
That is a nice program. Okay.
Where's Northgate? Is that
Seattle.
Yeah,
Seattle.
Seattle area, but Gene Juarez is a very, everyone knows Gene Juarez for how they do their hair. Everyone goes there for, prom and homecoming to get, go you.
How about you?
That's where I went to.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's really cool. Did you guys meet there?
No, we did not.
We actually met working together at a different college.
And now we came up here in Marysville and teach together at Everett. So
Yeah, especially from that Gene Juarez background. So, can you guys describe, your first experience with makeup?
My first experience with makeup, probably stealing it from my mom and playing in the bathroom.
I remember my mom threw me a Mary Kay party when I was 13 and taught us how to put it on.
So would you say those are the memories that kind of helped you establish that you want to do makeup, or was it later on?
I think I was always into hair and makeup pretty much since I was a little kid.
Well, me also. I used to do my own hair, and finally I messed it up and went to a salon and had them fix it, and it cost a lot of money. And then I thought, well, why don't I do this? So that's where it went from there.
I remember when I was a kid and I tried to trim my own bangs because they got too long. And my mom brought me down to the salon. They called it I got attacked by the scissor monster.
So would you say though that kind of moment helped inspire you to know that you wanted to further your career with being a cosmetology personnel?
Yeah, I think that just all of my experiences with hair and makeup led me in that direction to do something that I enjoy. So now I can teach and do hair and makeup.
What about you? Those early experiences with stealing your mom's makeup, did that lead to you?
I guess so. I just kept doing it. I kind of had a similar experience. I totally tried to foil my sister's hair with home foil from the kitchen. So my mom spent a lot of money again to take her to get it fixed. And then I knew that was what I wanted to do. So as soon as I graduated high school, I just went and tried it out.
So how would you guys describe your sense of style? Everyone identifies differently with what they do. So what would you say identifies you two?
I'm kind of a trend follower, so I definitely look back on even what I wore in beauty school 10 years ago and what was I thinking, but I pretty much kind of go with the trends. That's pretty much how my style goes.
I wouldn't say clothing wise I'm a trend follower, but I try to stay current with the hairstyles, so I always feel like I'm trying to change my hairstyle.
I know what you mean. I always try to see those things on how guys do a nice quiff, and I'm just how does that work? I don't understand.
Looks like you're doing a good job. Yeah.
All I know is that it's very poofy.
But that's what's the trend now. You have to come into the school and get your hair cut.
It's true. I hear me, especially after prom.
$8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My hair's dead after using the whole thing of hairspray. It moved as one piece. When we rolled the windows down, it did not move. Everyone else was just flying everywhere. I was proud. So how would you describe your abilities in the hair and makeup world?
What do you think you specialize in?
So I enjoy doing color mostly, but I like everything and I feel comfortable performing everything, but in the job that we're in, we need to be able to do that because we're teaching people who don't know how to do it. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like a very wide range of different services that we do and offer, but my favorites are color, and makeup is a lot of fun. And I love doing updos for stuff like prom or weddings. That's really fun.
So prom just happened last week. Did you guys have a lot of visitors come in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we did. I wasn't there on Saturday, but I'm assuming it was this Saturday.
Yes.
We had a prom special, actually. We usually do that every year. So for about $30, you can get your hair done, your nails polished, and makeup applied, and then everybody leaves with a little
Travel size.
hairspray and a lip gloss.
Okay, so
Yeah.
emergency to goes.
Yeah, so for next year, we can let everyone know.
That is really cool, considering that locally you can get your hair cut for like $20 and then buy the stuff on top of that.
Yeah. So you were able to say what you can do now. How would you say you've grown throughout that course?
So in the industry that we're in, it's always changing. So you always have to keep current on the current trends and techniques. Because when I was in school, the things that were in style are not in style now. So if I continued to do that, I wouldn't have any clientele. And that's what we also have to keep current. So we teach the new trends to the students.
So what type of styles would you say are in currently?
Well, your haircut is in right now. We just did a barbering. We have advanced lab classes, and we just did a barbering lab class last quarter. So everybody learned all the new haircuts that are in style. This quarter, we're doing the new trends in hair color. So balayaging, ombre. I don't know if you know what those are, but just different highlighting techniques.
I think ombre is brown.
Between like blondes to browns or just adding highlights, so that's why a lot of people have the transitional to their hair.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like what you have?
Yeah.
Is it-
Yeah, where it's a little bit darker up here and lighter down at the
Is it
bottom.
collage?
Balayage.
Bali. Oh.
Yes.
I've been pronouncing it wrong my whole life.
That's okay.
So one thing that I've been wondering is like, because you can see that I have kind of short hair. It used to be slightly shorter, but I mean, it used to be mega long, but I don't know what I can actually. Is it possible to do stuff with short hair, or even short hair like this? Like, what sort of things are you supposed to do with this? I
Like
can
for
barely-
styling, or
yeah,
are you
like I can
talking about
barely
a
put it
different?
into a ponytail, much less.
It's a long. Your hair is not short. It's
It
pretty
used to be,
medium.
like right below my ears. Now.
You could probably do something with the top or curl it.
I feel like with short hair, it's a lot more bobby pins involved. It's not. It's like not as restricting as you think it would be. I've seen a lot of people do amazing things.
Your way, yeah.
It used to be all the way down to my rear end, so I was used to just.
If you come into the school, we can teach you how to style it or get you a different haircut that will help style it easier too.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that in like social media, a lot of guys have been getting more into style and fashion. Would you say that you've seen a lot more guys come in asking for more complex like requests with their hair?
Definitely, I feel like the hairstyles are a little bit more. You have to style them now. Where I don't know.
Because I've seen a lot of people start doing coloring of their hairs, like they would fade it or they'd go into like grays and like neutral colors. And so have you like heard a lot of more requests coming in?
Yeah, definitely. There's several men who come in and get their hair colored. We just had somebody actually come in and have their hair. It's like a grayish purple.
Oh, so
You're
it's
left
like
with
gray
like
with
a-
a tint of purple?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's much more common now.
This is so cool, and you guys seem so talented and skilled. But we've got a little segment to show you guys about what not to do with makeup. Welcome back, Marysville. We're here with Beth Nair and Kiana NJ, two instructors from Everett Community College's Cosmetology program. We talked about your background before the break, and let's get more into the course itself. So how did you two, we understand that you came from a little bit of a prestigious hair and makeup college. How did you two become instructors in the program at EvCC?
Sorry. I went through, in Washington State you have to have an instructor's license to teach. So I went through an instructor program a while ago, I'm not going to tell you how long ago, and worked at a few private schools until I ended up at EvCC.
Same here. I did, after I graduated, I worked in the salon for a while, and then I started helping out, just teaching small classes in the salon, and I realized I really liked it. So I went back to school, got my instructor's license, and then worked at a college for a while, and then came here.
So did you always see yourself as kind of being in a teaching position?
No, I never would have actually thought I would want to go in that direction. It just kind of came with time. Once you get a little more experience, you just end up helping newer people because it's one of those things where there's always so much to learn. And so it just kind of came, I guess, to me.
So with the teacher to student connections, what type of people would you see success in going through your program?
I feel like anybody can succeed in the program as long as they put their mind to it. It just needs to be a goal that they want to succeed. So we basically the school trains you to work right out of school. So we want everyone to succeed and be able to make money, and that's what the program is about. So you should be prepared when you're done, and as long as you're willing to do it, you should be able to complete.
So what are the benefits, this isn't on the list, but what are the benefits or the advantages to going through an actual professional program rather than just learning how to do hair and makeup on your own? Could you get the same level of skill?
In Washington State, you have to have a license to work in a salon. So it's required 1,600 hours of training to do hair on or to perform hair services in a salon.
So there's definitely advantage there.
If you want to do it for a job, yes. Yeah.
So going back to the whole program, what kind of new student expect going in for the first time?
So your first quarter, you learn all the basics. You learn everything: hair cutting, facials, waxing, manicure, pedicuring, hairstyling, perming, color in the very first quarter, so about 11 weeks. So you learn the very basics of that, and then you go out onto the clinic floor where you'll be working on models and guests.
So out of all the things that you've listed, a lot of when you said first quarter, I was just wow, that's a lot of things. That's so much to learn in such a short time. What would you say was the biggest struggle for a lot of students going in?
The service, that was the hardest. I think everybody has their own struggle. I see more of it with perming until you get it down. Once you get it down, it's easy. But
Perms are still a thing.
Perms are coming back. They are.
So I know you guys talked a lot about, I think when we asked you what your favorite thing to do was, you guys talked, I think the first thing you listed off was color, right? Or the hair coloring. But what's the best thing, or your favorite thing to help the students learn? The favorite thing to teach?
I like teaching them new advanced tricks. So once they're getting comfortable and have things down, it's fun to be able to show them the next step. So I don't know. It's cool to see them go from not knowing anything to totally getting down the basics and then be able to take them one step farther.
I agree. Same thing.
Anything in particular that's just the most fun thing to get your hands in?
Besides just out of the whole teaching aspect, what would you say is the best for you as a mentor to help someone learn?
Balayaging is really fun to teach, just because you get it's kind of like art, so it's not like a perfect system. You kind of choose how you're painting the hair, and so you pretty much just like paint the hair, so it's really fun to show them and then to do it with them, and you just get an awesome result from it. It turns out really pretty, so that's a lot of fun to teach.
Now that we've talked a lot about balayaging, can you talk about what the difference between an ombre is and a balayage? Because I know a lot of people get confused with that.
So an ombre is fading from dark to light typically, or dark into another color. So it's going to be more solid into something else solid. A balayage can either be a really heavy balayage or really light, but if it's a light balayage, it's just how the light naturally hits you. So just little bits of streaks throughout, but they're not streaks like foils, so it's just very soft color. So something that you'd see in like a magazine, how their hair just kind of shines in the light because it has a little bit of color. Or a heavier balayage would be, you could even have still solid on the ends, but with more streaks going up, so it's not as broken up, I guess.
Do you consider cosmetology an art form?
Definitely, yes.
Just the way you guys talk about it, I thought it was just like, you do your hair, you do your makeup, but the way you guys talk about it, it very much seems like an art.
So what are some unique opportunities that you see coming out of your guys' program?
At Everett Community College, once you complete your certificate, you actually have the ability to get an ATA degree, which is your Associate in Technical Arts, by just taking 3 additional classes. So later, if you decide that you don't want to do hair anymore, you could have all your prerequisites out of the way and then go into something else with the college. So that's something that is offered that other schools may not have. The school also started using iPads about a year ago instead of books. So all of the course information is online and the book's online, and we use iPads to take pictures and create portfolios.
Oh, that totally makes sense, to show their progress.
So we understand that as a part of the program, you have a fully operating salon run by the students, and we're going to talk about that when we come back from our next segment. So stay tuned.
You wanna go to prom? Dude, shut up. Dude, this is like the worst timing ever.
Come on, you guys, you're seniors. You should know by now you don't talk during tests. Zeros for both of you.
Do you wanna go to prom? Bad timing. You just don't come up to someone and scare them for drinking water. Dude, no.
What else am I supposed to do?
I don't know, something creative.
Prom just isn't worth that much.
If prom isn't worth it, then why even ask me?
Great to have you back, Marysville. We've got with us here 2 instructors from the Everett Community College's Cosmetology program, Kiana N.J. and lost the name.
Beth Nyer.
Beth Nyer, sorry.
It's okay.
So we just talked about the program and the technical aspects of what you do with the students, but now we're getting into the part everyone can interact with, salon. So, how do your students help you build a clientele?
So the students didn't help me build the clientele, but we teach the students how to build the clientele. So they have goals that they meet each quarter for request clients. So that's a skill that they need to have when they leave to go out and work in the industry. So they're essentially building their own clientele.
So they get people asking for them specifically, or they have a goal for how many clients they treat?
Specifically, so they have a request clientele. So if you came in and saw me in the salon, I would ask you to rebook with me, and that would be part of your request. So they have a percentage that they meet each quarter of how many of those people are requesting to see them.
Yeah, it's really cool. Never really think about the other aspects of cosmetology besides like the actual hair and makeup part. So in your salon, what are like the full services that you guys provide? Like if you were trying to tell someone to come in and you're trying to get them as a customer, what would you tell them about the salon?
So we offer everything from facials to waxing to haircuts, Brazilian blowouts. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a semi-permanent hair straightening system. Hair color, I mean, we do everything. Manicures, pedicures,
Waxing.
and they're all at discounted prices because it's students practicing under instructors. Instructors are observing, but they're practicing to get their license.
What would you say the prices compare from your guys' salon to other salons?
Yeah, like 20%. Well, it depends on the service, but
20% cheaper?
20 to 30
Or
total. So probably like 75% cheaper, I would say.
Yeah, so haircuts are $8. I think our most expensive service is the Brazilian blowout, and it's $175, I believe, and it comes with a shampoo and a conditioner. That's a really good price
is it
for that.
cheaper because you're getting treated by students? Or do you consider your students almost basically at a professional level?
Most of them are at a professional level. They're just learning. You have to have so many hours in cosmetology to get your license, so it's less expensive. So we have people coming in
It
for
keeps
them to practice
busy.
on.
Yeah, it helps keep it busy so that they have a lot of clients to work on.
So if we came to the salon at EvCC, we'd be getting basically professional level care at a much cheaper price.
So they're
That
not
sounds really
professionals,
awesome.
they're students, but they work under our licenses. So there's instructors on the clinic floor that are helping. So they see you before with a consultation, during they're overseeing the service during it, and then afterwards they do a final check. So there's someone there helping them all along the way.
That is
So it
really
just takes a
cool.
little bit longer usually, but you're still getting a good quality service.
And a good deal. Yeah.
So how do you guys monitor your students while you guys are there, like while you're on floor?
Like I said, we meet with them. So the student does a consultation, figures out what they're going to do, and then they meet with an instructor or let them know what they're going to do. And then if there's something we need to change, we discuss it. And then they do what they need to do while the instructors are kind of overseeing the service. And if they need help, we step in and help. And then at the end, there's a final check with the instructor also.
That makes sense, like especially keeping like your eye on the students. Out of like the whole year, we already talked about how you have like some comm specials, and then you've also seen like weddings. What would you say is like the busiest days of the year for you guys?
Of the year? Right before the holidays, so November, December is always really busy because everybody wants to get their hair done before the holidays. And then weekly, I would say Saturdays. Saturdays are always very busy.
Saturdays, yeah, before the holidays.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, a lot of family meetings. So
What are the biggest ways that you reached out to the community? What do you think?
So we recently just helped with Marysville Pilchuck High School Life Skills Prom. We're always doing community events. We helped at a YMCA community event, haircuts for the homeless, the Cocoon House. We do a lot of charity work in the community
So cool.
in Marysville.
Never really you've never heard about that, but that's actually really, it's kind of heartwarming. Like, sweet, nice to think of. So you talked about going to other events. Do you guys have any events coming up for your guys' self? Anything big?
At the school,
Yes.
it's summer, so we don't really have, it's more towards the holidays that we have bigger things happening. We do have high school open house for high school students to come check out the salon in March, and I know that's kind of a ways out. And then we usually do a holiday open house where things are discounted and we have specials. Valentine's Day, we just did a Mother's Day event, which some of those, it's still May.
Yeah.
So there's still packages happening right now for Mother's Day, if you want to tell them about that.
Yeah, so the Mother's Day package is really cool. It's $55, and you just prepay the $55 and then schedule your appointments. And it can be you and your mom or you and anybody else, but you both get facials, manicures, and pedicure for $55 total for both people, so it's a really good deal.
That is so cool.
Seems like a good deal. Like you just go in, spend time with your mom, get to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've never got in like a manicure or a pedicure. What exactly would you say is the hardest part with that? Because like a lot of people I know don't like touching feet. So do students have struggle with that?
Like, wouldn't it be gross?
Well, some people struggle with it, but you soak the feet first, so they're clean. The feet are clean, and then students wear gloves. But usually the feet are clean. You have to soak them for 5 to 10 minutes before you work on someone.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest struggle is getting over touching somebody's feet.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about hair, and we just covered feet. You guys talked about makeup, right? You guys do that as one of your programs. So for two people, what would you guys say is your type of style? Like I know some people go for pop, like big bright colors, others go for nudes, and others like people try to keep with like the smoky eye. What would you guys say is your type of makeup style?
Mine's very simple and plain. I don't do anything crazy. I just started putting brighter lipstick on because I feel like lipstick's in again, but I'm not trying for anything crazy.
I love a good smoky eye. That's probably my typical like go-to style if I'm trying to up my makeup. But I usually either do a heavier smoky eye with a plainer lip or more lipstick and a plainer eye, just 'cause you don't want your whole face to start looking like a clown. So I usually pick one area just to focus in on, and that's kind of how I do it.
So I noticed your lipstick. Is it a matte style?
Yeah.
What would you guys say is like your type of like or your favorite lip brand? Because I know there's like a lot out there,
Do
especially
you
with.
want to talk about branding? Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Like, I know Kat Von D is really big right now, especially with her liquid lipsticks, the last scene.
Yeah. Her makeup line's amazing. It is like Kat Von D, the tattoo makeup, so it really stays on really good. And then I think matte lipstick is coming back in definitely over all of the really shiny, glossy things.
I agree.
Is there any other brands that you would say is just your favorite in general?
All my matte lipsticks I buy Stila. I don't know, I love them. And they have a really good line of colors, so that's probably my go-to for lip gloss.
How about you?
I use MAC.
Mac, you're just keeping it real. Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that a computer brand?
Computer brand and a makeup brand, yes.
You never heard of Mac?
Does it look like it?
We'll need to bring you in. We can do a makeover. You can come in and get your hairstyle and we'll put some makeup on you.
That actually does sound really fun. And is there any, we'd like to wrap up, this has been a really fascinating conversation, even for someone who doesn't really do hair and makeup. Is there any last words you'd like to say to our audience? Anything you'd like to?
Like bring anything to just end as a final cover?
I think if you're interested in your hair or makeup done, come into the Everett Community College. It's in Marysville on State, and we can help you.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much, Marysville. It's been a great time. We've been here on Charger Chat. I've been Roberson,
I'm Chris.
and have a great day.